اللهم لبيك لبيك لا شريك.
National Hajj Commission has made the necessary for your comfort.
The preparation is very good.
I'm very happy, extremely happy, because this is my first time.
And I prepare to follow the rules and regulations given to me.
اللهم لبيك لبيك لا شريك لك لبيك إن الحمد والنعمة لك والملك لا شريك له. لبيك اللهم لبيك لبيك لا شريك لك لبيك لبيك الحمد والنعمة لك والملك لا شريك لك لبيك اللهم لبيك.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuhu. Glad to be with you once again on the program as you answer the call. I am Rashida Abubakar Yoragwa and call. The provision of food for Nigerian pilgrims while in Medina is solely the responsibility of the National Hajj Commission of Nigeria, NAHCON. The State Pilgrims Welfare Boards take charge of such responsibility in Mecca under the supervision of NAHCON, and in Mina and Arafat, it is the duty of the Saudi authorities to manage the feeding arrangement. And so, as we continue the review of the 2023 Hajj, the focus this week is on how the different officials discharge their responsibilities. This will come your way in our Spotlight segment. Also in the program is Making the Hajj, and the discussion is on the Talbiyah. Other regular segments of the program include News Diary, which highlights the activities of NAHCON and other stakeholders in the Hajj industry. All these and more shortly. Stay with us.
لبيك اللهم لبيك لبيك لا شريك لك لبيك.
Welcome back and thank you for being there. As usual, we'll begin the program with the News Diary. Topping the lineup, NAHCON and stakeholders hold review meeting on the 2023 Hajj, allocate slots to states, plus 2024 Hajj deposit pegged at 4.5 million. These are more shortly. Stay with us.
And ladies and gentlemen,
as part of preparations for the 2024 Hajj, NAHCON top management and executive officials from State Pilgrims Welfare Boards met at the conference hall of the Commission in Abuja on the 5th of September 2023 to take stock of the 2023 Hajj.
And against the fact that the heat.
Speaking at the review meeting, NAHCON chairman Alhaji Zikrullah Kunle Hassan disclosed the decision of the Saudi authorities to end the issuance of visas 45 days before Arafat during the 2024 Hajj. Other issues discussed at the meeting include the 2024 Hajj fare, which was pegged at 4.5 million naira, as well as pilgrims registration and many more. While briefing journalists at the end of the meeting, NAHCON chairman Alhaji Zikrullah Kunle Hassan shed more light on the deposits pilgrims are expected to pay for the 2024 Hajj.
The reality, therefore, is to say today as we speak, the cost of Hajj will be at least, based on the rate of $714 to $1. What it also means is that if perchance the rate gets higher after today, it is that higher rate which also be the basis of the rate of exchange, because very clearly the government is clear there's only one unitary rate of exchange. We have informed our people. On the basis of that, all of us agree that we go back home and tell the prospective pilgrims to deposit average of 4.5 million.
On the Saudi new policy of ending visa issuance 45 days before Arafat and the scheduled meeting with the Saudi Ministry of Hajj, the NAHCON boss had this to say.
The issue of issuing of visa will stop 45 days to Arafat, as against the previous time that even 2 days to Arafat, we can still be getting an agreement to issue visa. This year is for all to know, including state governments, that 45 days to Arafat, there won't be issuance of visa. It will stop with the system. This will allow both Nigeria and the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia to prepare ahead for the pilgrims. In addition to this is the fact that we have been informed by the kingdom that whoever finishes first among the admission in the world, they will be entitled to their choice of space in Mina and Arafah.
Other matters that came up during the briefing include refund for services poorly rendered during the last Hajj, as well as penalty to be meted out to states that allowed pregnant women to participate in the Hajj.
The most potent meeting.
In another development, NAHCON management and the leadership of Association of Hajj and Umrah Operators of Nigeria, NAHCON, also met to review the 2023 Hajj as well as plan for the 2024 Hajj.
I'm also aware of your plan to leave the present Muassasa, as we call them, even though they're not more Muassasa. And I want to use this opportunity to tell you that there is no debate as to that. Forget about the fact that we intend to hold you. What I only would like us to do is that we should, as much as possible, carry ourselves together as a family.
The chairman has said everything that is in our mind, particularly the issue of the Muassasa. The issue of Muassasa had been there for some years back, but it got worse in this year. And that's why we are now looking for a new Muassasa. And by God, Saudi had made it necessary that you can work with any Muassasa. In fact, not just working with individual, you can mix up with any Muassasa.
Meanwhile, the National Hajj Commission of Nigeria, NAHCON, has announced the allocation of Hajj slots for the 2024 Hajj to states, the FCT and armed forces, with Kaduna, Kano, Katsina, Kebbi, Sokoto states and the FCT topping the list. The allocation was announced during a stakeholders review meeting. Kaduna has the highest with 6,004, followed by Kano with nearly 6,000, 5,934, while Katsina, Kebbi and Sokoto have over 4,500 each. The FCT secured 4,368, while the armed forces got 528. Anambra and Enugu states have the least slots, ranging from 14 to 15. Nigeria, for the second year running, retained its 95,000 slots, making it the fifth largest country in the world, with more pilgrims after Indonesia, India, Malaysia, and Bangladesh.
Alhamdulillah, if you're just tuning in, the program is As You Answer the Call, sponsored by the National Hajj Commission of Nigeria, NAHCON, to keep you informed about the activities of the Commission and other Hajj-related matters. In our Spotlight segment coming up next, we shall be looking at the feeding arrangement for Nigerian pilgrims during the 2023 Hajj. How was it done, and what lesson is NAHCON and other stakeholders drawing from this very important aspect of Hajj operations will be the major talking point. Details shortly. Keep watching.
لبيك لبيك اللهم لبيك 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 اللهم لبيك 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 اللهم لبيك.
More than 95% of Nigerian pilgrims visited Medina before the commencement of the Hajj rites in Mecca during the 2023 Hajj. While in Medina, the National Hajj Commission of Nigeria, NAHCON, was saddled with the responsibility of feeding Nigerian pilgrims twice daily with breakfast and dinner. Dinner time for Nigerian pilgrims in Medina. The food being shared by state officials after collection from NAHCON Feeding Committee. The men who served Nigerian pilgrims had rice, beans, tuwo, tea, and many more, in addition to fruits, juice, and bottled water. The pilgrims spoke about the feeding.
The food is very good. The quantity, the taste is very good. It's different kind of food. Sometimes rice, sometimes toast, sometimes egg, even egg. They used to give us egg.
Abincin suna da bambanci sosai. Don na ɗan ji wuyar ci dai. Amma dai daga baya jiya mun samu tuwo da miya, mun samu tuwon samo, sannan ana kawo mana abinci da lemu da apple da ana da ruwa kuma da ana kawo mana.
The food is quite all right because if they give us our Nigerian food, that we even some people are expecting that maybe they'll be giving us the food that we will not be satisfied on. But as to my own, they satisfies us a lot.
The feeding committee in Medina was headed by Hajj Bilqis Umar, and it had the following terms of reference: to ensure compliance with contract agreements, to ensure timely delivery of food, to guarantee the quality and quantity of the meals served to pilgrims, to make appropriate reconciliation of transactions made with caterers. Others are being watchful of the hygienic condition of the kitchens, as well as to identify challenges and solve them. To ensure compliance with the terms of reference on guaranteeing timely delivery, as well as quality and quantity of the meals, NAHCON feeding committee members in Medina were required to go around and inspect the company handling the food processing.
We go around the kitchen every day, morning, evening, we don't rest. Any of our pilgrims that doesn't have that are not served, we are not happy. So keep on warning, just like yesterday that what happened at Jerusalem, the caterer, she has been performing very well, but we are highly disappointed that yesterday that most of the hotels she handled, she did not deliver food to them. We keep on calling, even the number was not going to get to a stage, it was ringing but no response. So at the end of the day, she brought the food around 11. She delivered the food around 11, unsatisfied. Both quality and the quantity was not, the quantity was there, but the quality was not there. Despite the fact that she delivered the food around 11. As such caterer, we don't pay, they will disqualify the food.
This form was also used in hotels to record everything about the food, such as quality and time of delivery. Similarly, in the course of the inspection, the committee took into consideration the issue of hygiene and the expiry date of the foodstuff. In Makkah al-Mukarramah, where the states were in charge, similar strategies were adopted to ensure better services for the pilgrims. This was one of the kitchens that was contracted to provide food for more than 10 states. The kitchen served different meals. Among the service providers were of Nigerian extractions.
In ka ba alhaji ya ji ɗanɗanin garin shi ko ya ci tuwo ko wani shinkafa da faduka ko jirafla iya ci ya san wannan abincin ɗanɗanin gida ne kuma wanda suke yin shi Hausawa ne wani abinci wani kayan duka miyan nan muna kawo shi daga Najeriya.
To duk shekara muna ɗaukan ma'aikata wanda suke kan ka'ida wanda 'yan Najeriya ne akwai mata akwai maza wanda muna sa su akan maganar ɗanɗano kuma shi suke yi kuma cikin ikon Allah muna ba alhadai abinci da irin abin da suke so da irin ɗanɗanon da suke so. To wajen wannan ba mu da matsala a ciki.
We give them food in the morning, we give them food in the night. But between morning and night, they are going to buy their food, whichever kind of food they want. You can see them. They can now go out and buy whatever they want. Fura is there, damwake is there, and all sort of food that you know in Nigeria, which is within our own culture, is there. They can buy it in a very small amount of money.
There were, however, hitches with the feeding for pilgrims during the stay in Muna. The feeding arrangement there was carried out by caterers contracted by the establishment of Mutawif for pilgrims of Africa non-Arab countries known as Muassasa. Late delivery, inadequate quantity, and poor taste were among the challenges that characterized the provision of food there. Not only Nigeria, but other countries that the policy affected experienced similar challenge of poor feeding during the stay in Muna and Arafah. Pilgrims and officials made known their feelings over this when NAHCON chairman inspected in Muna.
With due respect, sir, you should be able to negotiate on behalf of your people that this food is making people sick.
Before, we used to do the cooking. The state used to be in charge of their catering. They said they don't want to hear it anymore. But with this kind of thing, it's enough for us to also raise in our discussion with them and say this is the feedback. We are saying that you can't cook our food. We know our food better.
Basically, that we are part.
In a move to manage the fallouts of the feeding and other challenges faced by Nigerian pilgrims during their stay in Muna and Arafah, the management of National Hajj Commission of Nigeria, NAHCON, and other Hajj stakeholders held a strategic meeting with officials of the establishment of Mutawif for pilgrims from Africa non-Arab countries, known as Muassasa. Speaking on the feeding challenges, Alhaji Zikrullah said the food was inadequate, delivered late, and lacked the taste of Nigerian meals.
Our belief is that if you cook a rice for me, believe you me, there's a way a Nigerian man will cook rice different from the way other people will cook rice. So no matter how much you try, the rice will not be something it will like eating. So this year, very many food were just left untouched. Some of the food came very late. Some of the food came very late.
He then asked the Muassasa to allow Nigeria control its feeding as obtained in the past. At the meeting, Executive Secretary of Adamawa State Pilgrims Welfare Commission, Alhaji Saliu Abubakar, spoke on behalf of the 36 states, the FCT and the armed forces, while the Association of Hajj and Umrah Operators in Nigeria was represented by its president, Yahya Nasidi.
The Muassasa is taking a risk by insisting on feeding pilgrims in Mashair. I will give you instances. In Adamawa State, for example, where I represent and I'm the ESR, there was no lunch, no dinner on the 8th of Zulhaj. There was no breakfast on the 9th of Zulhaj. We were already in Arafat, and there was very few plates of lunch given in Arafat.
For us as businessmen, we see things from a different perspective. You people are businessmen too. We are. We wouldn't want to lose our customers. The moment your customer does not get what he pays for, tomorrow you will not see him. And that's why, for us, it's so bitter.
Vice Chairman of the Muassasa, Badr Ali, responded to the issues.
I think one of the concerns that you have been mentioned, it's the feeding concerns, okay? That's the menu of our brothers in Nigeria wasn't have the touch of the Nigerian foods, okay? We will sit again to discuss all of these concerns after we go through all our reports.
Sequel to this meeting with Muassasa, NAHCON then set up an 8-man committee headed by the Commission's Secretary, Abdullahi Kontagora, to review the services rendered to Nigerian pilgrims in Arafah and Muna.
The feeding was centralized, where states have to come and collect from one center. So, and it's too much. It has to be decentralized. In fact, I don't think, I think every state should be allowed to take responsibility of the feeding and accommodation of their own pilgrims.
The Kingdom of Saudi Arabia made the feeding arrangement a requirement for the issuance of visa for each pilgrim, meaning that prior to the issuance of visa, details on how pilgrims will be fed by caterers must be specified on the e-track registration portal.
Masha Allah. Coming up next is Making the Hajj. Tonight, Dr. Lukman Salati takes us through discussion on the Talbiyah and its significance in Hajj and Umrah. Let's hear him.
لبيك لبيك اللهم لبيك 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 اللهم لبيك
Observing Hajj rites goes with many supplications, one of which is the chanting of the Talbiyah. What is the Talbiyah and its significance in Hajj and Umrah? When and why is it recommended for pilgrims to recite the Talbiyah, and in what manner?
And you continue to recite it or chant it continuously.
On Making the Hajj tonight, Dr. Lukman Salati answers these and other questions.
The Talbiyah goes like this. Labbaik Allahumma labbaik. Labbaik la sharika laka labbaik. Innal hamda wan ni'mata laka wal mulk La sharika lak. What this statement means is that labbaik Allahumma labbaik. Here I am, O Allah, here I am. Labbaik la sharika lak labbaik. Here I am. You have no partner, O Allah, here I am. Innal hamda wa ni'mata laka wal mulk. All praises, all blessings, all sovereignty belong to you. You have no partner.
When and where are pilgrims expected to start chanting the Talbiyah?
This statement is uttered immediately you assume the state of Ihram at the Miqat, and you continue to recite it or chant it continuously throughout the period of Hajj. So it is a statement that is, in fact, that is regarded as the peak of your dua, the peak of your devotion, the peak of your worship when you are at Hajj.
The Talbiyah can be chanted in groups or individually, says Dr. Lukman Salati.
It is expected that you chant it in group. It is recommended in group. Men are to say it loudly, while women are to say it, chant it, or recite it softly. So that is what is recommended. And you see, when we chant it in chorus, you see the atmosphere. The atmosphere is charged. The atmosphere is very beautiful. The atmosphere makes it look highly spiritual. There's nobody who will be in that environment who will not want to be part of it. Not only that, you experience a highly elevated spiritual position, and that you don't want to leave it again.
What then is the significance of Talbiyah?
Being that it echoes your resolve in total worship of Allah, it echoes your resolve to immerse yourself or to put yourself in the ocean of worship. What we want is, we don't want any distraction when you are in Hajj. We don't want anything to distract your attention. And this Talbiyah makes you, in fact, associate you and get you closer to your Creator. That is one of the messages it conveys. It connects you with your Creator.
Dr. Lukman Salati says there are 6 key messages embedded in the Talbiyah, among which is reaffirming the oneness of Allah.
Alhamdulillah. Now it's time to know the winner of last week's quiz and the question for this week. Good luck.
لبيك لبيك اللهم لبيك.
Welcome to the quiz segment. The question in the last episode was, which part of the Kaaba is recommended for Muslims to kiss? The correct answer is Hajarul Aswad, or the black stones. The winner is Husseina Usman from Kaduna State. She provided the answer ahead of others. Husseina Usman will be contacted on how NAHCON will reach her with the prize she won. A quiz winner will get 25,000 Naira cash prize. This is part of NAHCON's effort in social investment in Nigeria. Now to the quiz for this week, and the question is, which part of Kiswa is referred to as the Hizam? Again, which part of the Kiswa is referred to as the Hizam? Text your answer to the number showing on your screen. The winner will be the first person whose correct answer is received. All answers should carry the name and location of sender. Good luck and happy viewing.
Once again, good luck to you. Up next are your messages. Fatima Muhammad from Sokoto State sent in the first message. It reads, Assalamu alaikum. I am impressed with how NAHCON is managing Hajj activities. May Allah reward you all. Ado Shehu from Kaduna State sends the second message. In it, he prays to Allah to help NAHCON succeed in subsequent Hajj, just as we witnessed in the 2023 Hajj. This is where we draw the curtain on today's program. See you same time next week with another edition of the program. But before we go, remember that you can send your messages, comments, observations and questions through our mobile phone number and other social media platforms. Once again, thanks for watching. Ma'asalam.
لبيك اللهم لبيك لبيك لا شريك لك لبيك إن الحمد والنعمة لك والملك لا شريك لك لبيك اللهم لبيك لبيك لا